Hello again, everybody. Today we're going to be making some Jajamyeon with some Konjac noodles. So the first trick that I learned was to stir fry the Jajangmyeon paste. This makes such a huge difference. Now I stir fried it for about 1.5 to 2 minutes, but you can definitely stir fry it longer if you want to. I just had a little bit, about 3 or 4 tablespoons that I stir fried. So I didn't stir fry it for too long, but it enhances the taste of the jajangmyeon dish so much that I will never skip this step again. So once I'm done stir frying it, then I just get my meat and I stir fry that in some oil. And this is another tip that I learned. I am using just some pork sirloin or some pork chop meat, but you can use the I think they call it samgyeopsal. It's basically like the bacon, the skin, like fat cut of the pork, and it does such a good job. Like the pork is, once you fry it until it's crispy, it's really good. Then I add my green onion and toss it up, and then I add regular onion, of course, and some carrots. I love the carrots in it. And these three I won't skip in a jajangmyeon. I'll add potatoes sometimes, or sometimes I won't, but these three, the green onion, the regular onion, and the carrots, are a must for me. Then I add a little bit of the paste and just toss it all up so that every bit of meat and vegetable is just covered in the sauce. And it tastes so good. Sorry about the fogginess of the video, but it's going to come back clear right now. It was so delicious, y'all. I had such a good time making this video. Compared to the first time when I made this, the second go around was so much better. I have no complaints. It was so much better, guys. Okay, so I just kept tossing it to make sure that every bit of it was covered. And then oh, look at the onions, they look so good in here. And then after I was done tossing it around and stir frying it, I went ahead and I mixed up some starch. Now I didn't have any cornstarch, so what I did was 1 tablespoon of flour to 2 tablespoons of water. Flour works just as well as the cornstarch, just to thicken it up a little bit and give it a little bit more body. Some people will add the water to it first and then mix it, and I probably could have done it that way, but I did it this way instead. And then afterwards I added some water, as much or as little water. Some people like their sauce a little bit saucier. Some people like it a little bit thicker. I like mine a little thicker. So I just added the water to it and let it just cook for a little bit longer. And then I went ahead and started on my noodles. So this is it here. It looks so shiny. Oh, but some other tricks I learned before I go to the noodles. Sorry about that. I added a little bit of sugar and a little bit of soy sauce along with frying up the paste, and it was so good. So I have the Konjac noodles here. The first thing you want to do with your noodles is you definitely want to rinse it under the tap, under cold or warm water. I'll use warm water to rinse mine, because that scent, that fishiness, that fishy scent in the Konjac noodles, when you first open up the packet, rinsing it is a must. And then I put it in some boiling water. Most people will just boil it for about 1 or 2 minutes, but for me personally, I boil mine for about 10 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes, because I find it to have a texture that I don't like if I don't boil it all the way. So once it's done boiling, I'll go ahead and I'll strain it and make sure that it's dry. And once I strain it, I will get a pan and just dry stir fry it in the pan. The beautiful thing I like about konjac is that it does not burn. This thing does not burn. No matter how high you have the pan, it doesn't burn, guys. It does not burn, and that's amazing to me. So I just like to toss it around in the pan. I usually toss it around for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll taste it until I like the texture or I can handle the consistency. So this is my first time using